Welcome back, everyone. Charlie Max here. So today we're going to be talking about two different types of breathing techniques you use when doing resistance training. Resistance training refers typically to weightlifting, though it does not have to include that. Resistance training can also refer to resistance bands or sleds or parachute, some type of force that's resisting movement or resisting you. These two breathing techniques is one, the valsalva maneuver, and the second one is concentric and eccentric breathing. Now, I don't want to talk about how to perform these breathing techniques, as that's content for other videos. What I really want to talk about is when you use these breathing techniques and why you use these certain breathing techniques during certain training sessions. Before we get into our breathing techniques, we first have to understand that our body has two major energy systems, anaerobic and aerobic. Anaerobic means without oxygen, and this energy system typically lasts about 60 seconds. After 60 seconds, we go to aerobic energy systems, which uses oxygen. This is very important because this influences the type of breathing patterns or techniques you're going to use for your resistance training. And the other key important thing you have to understand is that we only use our anaerobic energy systems when we come from a rested state. Meaning that if we're not rested, we immediately go into our aerobic energy systems, not our anaerobic. We have to be rested first before we can use our anaerobic energy systems. Let's get to our breathing techniques. The first breathing technique is the valsalva maneuver. The valsalva maneuver sounds very fancy, and there's multiple steps to getting into the valsalva maneuver, but when we really boil it down, it really means you're just holding your breath. Now, why would you hold your breath to perform an exercise? Well, what this does is it creates thoracic pressure in your chest cavity, and it stabilizes out your spine and all your other organs and stuff, so you have a stronger point of leverage to perform exercise. Now, the key thing is we're holding our breath. That means we're only can use our anaerobic energy systems to perform this exercise. And what did I say about our anaerobic energy systems? You need to come from a rested state. That means you have a long rest time between your sets. Meaning you need to have a rest time of 2+ minutes. Typically up to 5 minutes if you want complete energy recovery. This is very important because if we're not in a rested state, we immediately go to our aerobic systems, and we cannot replace our anaerobic energy when we're using our aerobic system. So let's get us into the next phase. If we don't use our anaerobic systems when lifting, then we must use our aerobic systems when lifting. This is where concentric and eccentric breathing patterns come involved. So what concentric and eccentric breathing patterns means is that you're breathing in when you're coming in, and you're breathing out when you're pushing out on every rep, for every time you're pushing that weight, pushing that resistance. This is very important because the typical rest times when you're using the concentric and eccentric breathing technique is less than 2 minutes. So our bodies do not have enough time to rebuild up our anaerobic energy systems to help us with the exercise. You typically use the concentric and eccentric breathing pattern when you're doing either hypertrophy training or endurance training. In summary, the valsalva maneuver is holding your breath using only your anaerobic energy systems, helps increase your stabilization in your thoracic chest cavity so you can lift heavier weights during power training and strength training. The concentric and eccentric breathing pattern means you're breathing on every rep, allows you to use both your anaerobic and aerobic energy systems to perform the exercise, and allows you to have shorter rest times. I hope this helps out some people. If you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, please leave in the comment section below. If you guys have any ideas for future videos, please leave in the comment section below. I look forward to reading them. And with that said, Charlie Max out.